Welcome to Math 4. My name is Ms. Rodriguez, and I'll be your teacher this year. We want to start by talking about class norms. In every class, in order to be effective, we want our communication to be focused on the concepts that we're working on. So in our class, if you've got questions about where to start, or what the question is about, or how to approach the problem, discuss that and work with your shoulder partner or your group. Compare answers, work through different approaches, or if there are still questions, one person from your group can raise their hand to get the questions answered. Communicate with your teacher about getting help. Use sticky notes, the materials around you, and put your questions on the classroom parking lot, or you can send an email. Communicate and get your questions answered. But wait until your teacher or classmates are done speaking. Do not interrupt. Talking in class while I'm teaching or others are talking is disrespectful. We want to make sure our classroom time is efficient and productive. So always keep everything in our classroom appropriate and focused. Come to class ready to learn. Stay on task. Chat about the topic that we're covering in class. Be fully engaged. Don't be working on work for other classes, because often we may be taking a poll or working through things in class, and if you're in class, you're expected to complete that assignment while you're in class, not to be working on work for other classes. Answer polling questions if we have them. Participate in discussions. Use responsive tools when asked. Ask and answer questions, and utilize the parking lot with sticky notes for grades, emails, etc. In our classroom, we respect each other, we try our best, we're a team, we learn from our mistakes, we create, and we celebrate each other's successes. I want you to be asking questions, but often in class we might run out of time. So I don't want you to think that you can't ask questions outside of class. Keep your questions, jot them down as you're taking notes, and you can use sticky notes or email me. And if I see that there's a question being asked often, I'll put the answer in the I Can. So where is the I Can? It's under the classwork tab, and there's a topic called I Can. What's in it? Recordings, videos, dates, slides, notes, anything that's going to help support you as you learn. Practice solutions, websites, etc. So you might ask, sometimes students ask, why can't I just ask you? We have a lot of students in the classroom. We have varied activities and many students, and I'm not always available. But that doesn't have to be a reason that you can't be successful. So utilize the instructional calendar, assignments, and notes so that you can do this yourself. It's a way for us to collaborate, communicate, and be efficient. Are you looking for an easy way to boost your grade? You might be surprised at the little ways to improve your grade. Don't give up. Keep trying. Those who try and don't give up are always successful. Maybe your assignment was blank. Communicate that. Maybe you didn't put your first and last name on your assignment. Communicate that. Maybe your test had parts that are missing and are hard to read. Communicate that so that we can improve things for you to be successful in the classroom. Maybe it's the way that the question is being asked. Communicate that. Read or listen to the teacher feedback, complete practice, make adjustments, and resubmit assignments up to 1 week after the due date. Now, I can't extend that deadline, but you need to be communicating with me what's happening. There are 2 strict, hard lockdowns, and that's a week after progress reports go out. You won't be able to go back and make up any previous assignments as we move forward throughout the course. You don't want to get too far behind because you've got other classes as well. And a lot of times you'll run out of time if you're waiting too late to make up assignments. But let me know if you need help. I'm always willing and able to help. The best way to contact me with quick questions, Remind 101. If you're asking, same questions are coming in, they're quick and short, easy to answer, I'll send those answers out through Remind. If there are lengthy questions about you personally, about your grade, we don't want to put those in Remind. You want to craft an email and give me as much detail as possible so I can help you. And of course, come to Help Lab on Tuesdays from 3 to 4, office hours, also called office hours, for specific questions. All right, the best way again to contact me, quick questions, Remind 101. My email is rodriguezc@person.k12.nc.us. Now each Saturday I'll be updating grades. I try to update throughout the week, but it just seems that the weeks get very busy. So Saturday is my day to update grades. So if you have completed an assignment throughout the week, by Friday at midnight, I'll be updating those on Saturday. So if you're completing assignments throughout the weekend, don't keep asking me to update those grades. Those might be updated the following week. Wait until Sunday to check your grades, and then if you want to send me an email with the screenshot, I might be able to update those throughout the week. Don't keep texting, calling, or emailing me during the weekend and expecting a response. If you see a mistake in grading on Sunday, craft a detailed email, give the name of the assignment, give the date of the assignment, take a screenshot if possible. And if you're turning an assignment in late, this is even more important, as I won't necessarily keep going back to check to see if you're completing work after the due date. All right, in Google Classroom, there's an assignment that's due next Friday. We were going to do this in class, but I want you to take some time to think about what you would like to see in our classroom. What are some of the problems you've encountered before in the classroom? And what are some possible requests that you have or solutions that you have for creating a norm for you to be successful? Now, the goal is to list problems and to brainstorm solutions. But because we're not in the classroom today, it's an asynchronous day, you're going to do this on your own. And just think about some things that you'd like to see in the classroom. You can scan this QR code, you can go to this website, or you can go to our Google Classroom and just click on the link to watch the video about norms before you start brainstorming. And then I want you to come up with a set of 5 classroom agreements. Now these are norms that the teacher and the students both should follow. Now the agreement should focus on keeping the classroom a place where everybody can learn, and they should be beneficial for both the student and the teacher. Now you should think, if you were the teacher, what agreements and norms would be necessary to run a fun, fair, and effective learning environment. And I want you to write down 5 classroom agreements. And here are some examples. Do your best, don't gossip, come to class on time, etc. So I just want you to think about your experiences in school, in the classroom, and what would be best for you. You'll be thinking about those norms, and you're going to complete a survey in Google Classroom, and that's going to be a completion grade, but again, it's not due until next Friday, so you don't have to rush through that. Take some time to think about things. Okay, where can you find stuff for Math 4 or Pre-Cal? You can find those in the iCan. You can find those in Google Classroom. So get familiar today and throughout the week with Google Classroom. Ask questions until you're comfortable with where you can find things and how the class is structured. Now, test corrections are always due 1 week after your test is graded, and I'll have a form printed out in the classroom, but you can do test corrections on paper. We'll talk more about that once we have our first test. All work should be turned in by the due date. You can turn work in late, but keep in mind that there could be points deducted if you do turn in class late. What's the most efficient way to study for this course? Keep up. Don't get behind. It's too hard to get caught up and to keep learning and building on what we've been doing if you get too far behind. If you need the weekend to work, then use it wisely, because once things start rolling pretty fast, and we don't want you to run out of time and get too far behind. Okay, come to Help Lab if you need to. Work through the course material, do any extra practice, and come prepared with questions. As soon as you can, attempt quizzes or assignments. Don't wait, because often you have more than one attempt on assignments or quizzes. So you might want to work through it the first time, even if you don't feel like you're prepared. But if you wait more than 5 days after an assignment is due, you could start losing points. So don't wait too long. If you don't do as well as you'd like on an assignment or quiz, then look in the iCan for any help videos and ask to complete that again. Often if you just ask, that's all you need to do in order to have a second or sometimes even a third attempt. Now the quizzes, I always give you a second attempt, but if you want a third attempt, you might want to talk to me in an email or come to office hours, and I will help you with that, but I need to know what's going on so I can walk you through any questions or create a help video or get you prepared before you just take that for the third time. All right, again, test corrections, we'll talk more about that in class, but we typically do that on paper. Or you could also do that with the teacher, but test corrections aren't automatic, but they are an option. But you have to be very specific about how you correct your answers to get up to half the credit back after you take a test. Now the goal is to be prepared. So we're going to be taking notes, and you can see in the supplies for the class, a 3-ring binder is important. Now I like the accordion type, and I'll have some available in class if you can't find one of those on your own. For purchase, just reach out to me. If you don't have money for a 3-ring binder, we still need to have one. So let me know in an email, or let your parents know to email me, and I'll see what I can do to try to help you with that. Do not use red on test corrections or notes. If I'm trying to read them, red is hard for me to read. It's also grading marks that the teacher uses. But keep in mind, if I can't read it, I can't grade it, and you want your grade. And I'm going to do everything I can to be able to read it. I want you to do everything you can to make it available for me to read and grade. All right, also using your calculator. You can use your calculator for everything. But often we're learning an algebraic concept, so I need to see your steps, and you need to work those out using your calculator to check. Now, if you're using sharing sites to see how to work a problem, that's fine, but don't just copy their answer. There's a lot of misinformation being shared on sharing sites on the web, and I'm a member as a teacher of those sites, and I'm often notified if students are looking up and sharing answers from those sites. So you don't want to copy and paste, because that doesn't follow the student code of conduct. Also, when we're doing cool downs or warm-ups, if you're copying from your partner and it's a reflection, that's easy to see if it's not your own work. It's okay to make mistakes. It's okay to have questions. I need to see those to be able to help you. So use the iCan. Use the iCan for helpful materials. The more you get into our course, the more you look around, the more you ask questions, the easier it will be. Now, if you're looking for an easy way to boost your grade before the exemption deadline, go back into your assignments, read your feedback, ask to make corrections, ask for retakes, but let me know if you need help for any of the courses, Math 3, Math 4, Pre-Cal. All right, again, Remind 101 for announcements, Google Classroom for announcements, help sessions, or office hours are Tuesdays after school. Or you can email me at rodriguezc@person.k12.nc.us.